Donald Trump just cancelled his trip to South Africa to attend the G20 summit, which will take place in South Africa later this year. And this is what Donald Trump have to give as his own reasons.
There's nothing you can do. There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yes. South African occupy land. That's who we are.
Honorable member,
want to do, you can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament.
Honorable. Yes, honorable member.
Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act.
Shoot to kill, Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa. To kill, Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer.
The mayor of DA in PE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashaba and Soli will not be touched. They will be touched, don't worry. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness.
Shoot to kill, Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa. Shoot to kill, Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa.
I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm saying to you, we have not called for the killing of white people, at least for now. I can't guarantee the future.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd understand somebody watching that, especially as it gets shared on Twitter, they freak out. It sounds like a genocidal
cry babies.
Sizubatula azobalega tula Sizubatula azobalega tula.
We will expropriate land without compensation, whether they like it or not. If they object, they can seek refugee in America.
Donald Trump is using Julius Malema's speeches concerning the land without compensation as his excuse to not attend the G20 summit that will take place in South Africa. This video footage that we just watched, it was posted alongside the Twitter of Donald Trump. Oh yes, you heard me correct. Donald Trump had tweeted on his own, trying to do this bad propaganda toward South Africa. No one else tweeted in his behalf. No, he tweeted on his own, and we are going to read these tweeters for you in a second. But before that, I want us first to pay attention to what Julius Malema have recently said concerning this problem of land without no compensation and the so-called killing of white people in South Africa. What was the reaction of Julius Malema when Donald Trump first said these things before, and what was the reaction of Julius Malema to Donald Trump concerning the land without compensation?
The USA is not interested in diplomacy. The USA is interested in dominance over us by any means necessary. And we must stand up and fight for ourselves because we represent a historical mission. And that mission is the return of the land. Whether Donald Trump's like it or not, we are going to fight for the return of the land in South Africa? Where was the USA when our mothers were fed to pigs in Limpopo by white farmers? Where was the USA with its sanctions when Eugene Terreblanche was raping young boys on his farm before they resisted and killed the racists because no one will act against him? Where were the sanctions of America when a child was shot by a farmer in the Northern Cape for picking a flower on his farm, and we were told that this child was mistaken for a monkey? Where was the international community when the racists at the University of Free State fed our mothers who were domestic workers human waste? Why were our people who were stuffed into a coffin alive in Mpumalanga not offered refugee status in America? What does the USA have to say about the murderers of Flag Plus who roam our society today freely and have never accounted for their crimes? Why is the International Criminal Court to prosecute Voter Basson, Dr. Death, who used chemical warfare and medicine to poison and kill anti-apartheid activists? How can we be expected to reconcile with those who have never acknowledged these crimes and were never held accountable for them? How can we be asked to share our land, our resources, and our future with those who still believe that Orania and Volksstadt are their birthright in Africa, while the mass graves of our people are ignored? These are the people who have never appreciated with how they came to enjoy their wealth and power. People who still see us as servants, as laborers, as conquered people. People who did not even consider themselves Africans until it became convenient to do so, to claim indigenous to our land after calling themselves Europeans for centuries. Today, we are told that we are violating property rights when we demand our land from people who called themselves Europeans just 30 years ago. Those who stole our land must face the truth that they acquired land through theft and genocide. Let them explain to us how they can still feel entitled to our land when they've never acknowledged the rivers of blood that were spilled to build their world. Let us never forget that the USA classified our freedom fighters as terrorists. The US did not just support apartheid with words. It armed and funded the regime. During the Cold War, America saw the racist apartheid government as a strategic ally against communism, choosing to back white supremacy over justice. The CIA assisted in the capture of Nelson Mandela in 1962, handing him over to the apartheid regime. It was a Pan-African struggle supported by our fellow African nations who understood that the oppression of one African nation was an attack on the entire continent. This nation sacrificed their own security, stability, and resources to assist in the fight for our liberation. America has never helped us with anything, even during apartheid. They cannot threaten us now with sanctions. Our friends will never be United Kingdom. Our friends will never be France. Our friends will never be USA. They were never there for us during difficult time.
That was Julius Malema, who have to come and remind the history of South Africa to Donald Trump, because he seemed to be a lost man who does not even know what he's doing. He let his friend Elon Musk, who have to come and mislead him.
His name is Elon Musk. Elon.
And give him these formations towards people of South Africa, lying in behalf of South Africans. So Julius Malema, who had to come and remind the Donald Trump and the USA, where were they when apartheid was taking place in South Africa? Is it only the life of white South Africans that matter the most, or is there a life of everyone that matter? Because listening to Donald Trump, it is if like the life of black South Africans, it does not matter than the one of white South Africans. So at least that was a history which Julius Malema have to come and remind Donald Trump. But guys, the history is a history. You can't change anything about it. And Donald Trump should at least take a lesson from all this and try to stop all this once for all. But here comes, he said that no, I'm no longer gonna come to the G20 summit because of blah 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 blah. Okay, fine, that's his reasons. Now let us talk about Donald Trump Twitter. In his Twitter, he said that, I quote, "How could we be expected to go to South Africa for the very important G20 meeting when land confiscation and genocide is the primary topic of the conversation? They are taking the land of white farmers and then killing them and their families." The media refuses to report on this. The United States has held back all contribution to South Africa. Is this way we want to be for the G20? I don't think so. That was the Twitter of Donald Trump, who have to do this kind of propaganda against the president of the EFF, Julius Malema. This Twitter was written by Donald Trump himself, by also recruiting a couple of videos which has to do with Julius Malema talking about the land without compensation. And you could see on how Donald Trump is taking this as his excuse in order for him to not come and participate in the G20 summit, which will take place later on this year. Trump gives this as his own excuse, and you can tell that he sounds more confident in what he's saying. It is if like whatever he has said so far, it is the truth. This is the image of South Africa that Trump wants to sell out there to the entire world, that no, in South Africa there is a genocide of white people. This Twitter of Donald Trump did not left Julius Malema quiet, because Julius Malema with the EFF, they have just responded back to Donald Trump again, and this time they have to come and make serious revelation. Yes, they have to release also a statement in behalf of the EFF responding back to Donald Trump. The Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, has taken note of a social media post by the President of the United States of America, USA, Donald Trump, wherein he indicates his reservation regarding attending the G20 summit in South Africa. In his usual delusion manner, Trump cites land confiscation and genocide in South Africa as his reason, and attaches to his ridiculous claim a video of the commander-in-chief and the president of the EFF, Julius Malema, debating the land question in the Parliament of South Africa, in a clear indication of a man who has lost all sense and touch with reality. Donald Trump has decided to return to his disinformation campaign against South Africa to distract the public from the mess he has created globally with his unindicated reciprocal tariff system. This statement of the EFF, it is about 3 pages, but there's one place which caught our attention. In this statement, it is when they said that as the EFF, we could like to tell the tariff-wielding barbarian that he would be lucky to still be the president of the USA by the time the G20 summit occurs in South Africa, following his recklessness and his economic illiteracy, which has plugged the US economy into a recession and launched them into a trade war with China and Europe. The G20 summit in South Africa should be the less of Donald Trump is concerned, and it should focus on the allegations against him of manipulating the US stock market by imposing tariffs on numerous countries across the world. and then giving trading advice to his billionaire friends before posing him to practice insider trading and defraud the American people of billions in their life savings and pension. He himself has committed an economic genocide on the ordinary American people and the US economy. Then this statement continued by the EFF condemning whatever Trump has been doing right now around the world with this trade war that he have declared with the entire world. So guys, here if you understand very well, the EFF, they were actually trying to tell everyone out there that no, whatever Trump is trying to say, it's not a fact. Trump is lying. Why? Because he have come up with this as an excuse because he's in a very big mess. How can you come in with this kind of a tariff and imposing it on people that you're supposed to be meeting through this G20 summit? And for that reason, obviously he have to excuse himself because you can't come to G20 summit and give these reasons or maybe trying to talk on how to raise up the economy, yet you are busy trying to destroy other people's economy in benefit of your own categories of friends that you are having. That is the message which Julius Malema with the EFF decided to pass to Donald Trump. That no, stop that nonsense of yours. Don't come here and tell us that no, it's all about land without compensation in South Africa. Don't come here and do us the propaganda of telling people that no, white people are being killed in South Africa and they are killing them with their families and all those kind of things. No, that is not an excuse. The truth is that you are in big mess and you don't know what you will say to this G20 summit. Now, guys, before I get to finish, here's a very simple question that I ask myself, which I feel like it's going to be very important that we get to discuss it with you. Do you think Trump is coming up with all this on his own? No, if you think so. Why? Because remember, Trump, he have his ally. Like I always say, behind all this document that Trump is doing, is trying to sign, who get to tell Trump everything just because of his hatred toward black South Africans, just because he want to kind of like keeping these white South Africans to remain in possession of the entire economy and black South Africa continue to suffer. That is the reason why he goes to Trump and brainwashes Trump and feeds all sort kind of lies concerning South Africa to Trump, and Trump he keep on following for this. You might say that maybe I'm exaggerating, but guys, do you know what does this mean? Do you have any idea if white people were being killed in South Africa? Do you think even in these streets you will have seen some white people driving? Because we all know that these people are minority in South Africa. So if that was the case, I don't think you would have seen them anyway. Do you think that if that thing was true, do you think there were going to be any white people walking on the street of South Africa? I don't think so. So why is he trying to do all this? No, it is because they are older than him. They have decided to destroy South Africa's reputation out there so that we don't even have another tourist who can come and visit South Africa or any kind of things. But here we don't see those kind of things. Because if there is a people who have something to say about all this, should be South Africans, but they never make it as a problem. We love one another. We eat together. Myself, I have a lot of friends. I do exercise with them, I work with them, I do a lot of things with white people. We don't have this kind of things that Donald Trump is trying to do. But he's doing this again as the statement of Julius Malema with the EFF claim it to explain that.
Everywhere else America goes, you must know they never go to help those people. They go to destabilize those countries. They did the same thing in Libya. They did the same thing in Iraq. They did the same thing in Afghanistan. Now they want to come to South Africa and destabilize it. We must unite against American imperialism and colonialism. We must not be intimidated by Elon Musk and everybody who stands with him. All those who are offered an opportunity to go to America because there is a genocide against them in South Africa, you are free to go. The borders are opened for racists to leave South Africa. We have no home for racists in South Africa.
Which is true, by the way. This is the same strategy which they have applied for all these years everywhere around the world. In order for them to invade the country, I always tell you guys time to time that the USA, they'll never just gonna come and enter your country like that. They'll have to find a meaningful ways in order for them to enter your country. They'll have to find a way they can create some trouble. They will come up with something which will bring instability in your country, and then they'll stand in the front line in order for them to come and invade your country.